Welcome back. You're looking live at the festivities in Tokyo, a massive light projection that's only going to get even bigger because we're just minutes away from midnight there. We want to welcome you to CNN's special coverage of New Year's Eve Live. I'm Kristie Lu Stout, live in Hong Kong.
And I'm Brianna Keilar at the Marriott Marquis in New York's Times Square. And all day long, CNN is taking you around the world as we welcome 2025 with you in style until everyone, everywhere rings in the new year, Kristie.
Brianna, it's so great to party with you this evening, Hong Kong time, and let's bring up the clock. You can see it right here. Excitement building over in Japan, where it is on the cusp of midnight. So it's time to check in once again with CNN's Hanako Montgomery. She joins us live in Tokyo. Hanako, we've done this before. Last year, you introduced us to a New Year's Eve treat in Tokyo, and it involves slurping. Bring on the food.
Hi, Kristie. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, last year, I think I introduced you to something called toshikoshi soba, which is a traditional dish that we eat here in Japan. Honestly, it's one of my favorite foods to eat during the holidays, and I actually got to try some myself nearby at our illumination market near the venue. Here's what it tasted like. Hi, onegaishimasu. ありがとうございます。美味しそう。I just got my hot bowl of steaming soba noodles. This is a traditional dish that we eat here in Japan. It's called toshikoshi soba, and it's made of soba noodles or buckwheat noodles. And because they're long, they're supposed to represent having a healthy life. They're supposed to represent longevity. And also, because they're easier to cut than other types of noodles, it's supposed to represent cutting yourself off from all the bad vibes of the previous year. This looks delicious. I'm so excited to dig in. Itadakimasu. And Kristie, I already feel like I am rid of all the bad vibes of 2024. I am so looking forward to welcoming 2025 in less than 5 minutes. Kristie.
I love that, cutting off all of the bad energy. I think something we should all aim for, Hanako. So I know a lot of people are there ready to party behind you. How do folks normally ring in the new year in Japan?
Brianna, I'm so glad you asked that. Normally in New Year's, right, around New Year's holidays in Japan, we celebrate it at home with our families. We eat as much good food as possible, trying to spend as much time on the couch as possible. So it's really great to actually see hundreds of people, in fact, thousands of people really, ringing in the new year. They are looking at this beautiful projection mapping that we have here on the skyscraper right behind me. And I'm just seeing here now, we have less than 2 minutes to go. We have about a minute 30 to go until 2025. And Brianna, there are young people here, old people, families, partners, couples. I mean, just such a wide range of people. And they are all looking forward to all the joy that 2025 is sure to bring.
And Hanako, once the clock strikes midnight, which is just over, 1 minute away, what are you going to be looking out for?
Well, I will be looking out for, Kristie, people just jumping up and down out of excitement because 2025 is yet to be the best year yet. I will also be looking out for just some of these musical events that we're going to be having here in Tokyo. Again, this is the first time that the Tokyo Metropolitan Government has been doing this kind of event, and it is just so exciting. Right now, I think you can see on the skyscraper here, these different blocks moving about. We also had a dragon, I think, moments ago, representing the year of the dragon in 2024. And of course, 2025, Kristie, I'm sure, as you know, will be the year of the snake. And this will, of course, be another year of excitement for Japan, for many people here across the country, also travelers and tourists who are here just soaking in the good vibes and the energy that Tokyo has to bring this year.
A lot of good vibes, a lot of good energy, and let's get ready to count it down together. Hanako.
Yes. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Woo! Yay!
より良くなるように力を尽くします。
期待しております。鼓動っていうのは本当にこう心の中から。
Hanako, Happy New Year. It is already 2025 in Japan, where Hanako Montgomery is standing by. Happy New Year to you, my dear friend. It has been so cool to see that epic light projection ushering in a new year, as well as those taiko drummers that we saw out there about 15 minutes ago. I mean, this is really Tokyo, right? This fusion of the modern with the traditional.
Yes, Kristie, you're exactly right. Tokyo is known for blending the traditional. You have all the beautiful temples, just the artisanship here in Tokyo, the craftsmanship that you see thousands and thousands of years here in Japan. But also, it is a perfect blend of modernity, too. I mean, Japan is so well known for all the technological advances that it makes, and it just is this perfect blend. And we saw that here tonight on display fully with the projection mapping and also the musical events that we got to hear, Kristie.
And it's cold out there. You got your mittens on, you got your heavy coat on, you got some guests with you. They must be feeling the New Year's spirit. Tell us, how are people reacting right now?
Yeah, Kristie, I think it's best to ask my guests here, Max and Will, how they're feeling about New Year's. So, Max and Will, you guys are here from Australia, yes?
Yes. Gold Coast. Yeah.
Concourse.
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast. Sorry. And what brings you here to Tokyo today?
Just traveling with the family, getting to see Tokyo, bit of everywhere in Japan. Holidays mainly, but yeah.
Yeah. And how has this night been for you?
Oh, pretty sick. The light show's amazing. The Pac-Man, the Godzilla at the start was pretty sick.
We love Godzilla, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Sydney also has beautiful fireworks, but how did Tokyo compare?
Tokyo's better.
Oh,
Those ones were pretty sick. Tokyo's better. Cool.
really? Are you sure about that?
I'm very sure. Yeah. Tokyo was sick.
Gold Coast, so Sydney, you know.
Okay. Sure the Tokyo government's not paying you?
No.
Okay. And then 2025, what kind of New Year's resolutions do you have for the new year?
To study harder for university for next year.
For me, it would be to travel a bit more, see a bit more things, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So we got a good A+ student, hopefully. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Always.
That's a promise. You're making that on live TV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A+.
Okay.
Great GPA.
And traveling, where are you going to travel to?
Hopefully Europe next year in the summer. That'll be exciting with my mates. Get to see, hopefully Sam Constas smash a couple more runs in the new year too.
Amazing. Well, I'm so looking forward to the year that you guys are going to be having. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know it's a bit cold, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
Over to you, Kristie.
Hey, I think Brianna's got a question
And
for
Hanako,
you.
I think one of the most fun things about this whole day, Hanako, is that we're talking to each other from different years now. So I'm back in 2024. You're in 2025. How's it going so far? What do we have to look forward to?
Yeah, Brianna, you're exactly right. I mean, it is so wild always to think about how we're just 14 hours apart, right, during the winter months. So far, the 2025 has been, I suppose, great. I mean, it was sparkling, literally, right? You saw those fireworks, you saw the projection mapping. And in terms of 2025, what people are looking forward to in Japan, I have to say, they're looking forward to staying indoors. Of course, Japan is known for working really hard. They have an intense work culture, but New Year's is always a time when you get to spend it with family, spend it at home, eating delicious food. And the Japanese really know how to celebrate because they have the food down right. It's just delicious. And I have to tell you, Brianna, I am looking forward to tucking in myself.
Hanako
Sounds
Montgomery
amazing.
joining us live from Tokyo. That's amazing. I want in on that soba. Brianna, I know you want to do it too. Hanako, thank you so much. Happy New Year to you. In the next hour, much of Asia, not only Japan, is going to be leaping into the new year, including where I am, Hong Kong, including mainland China, including the Philippines and Taiwan. So what's in store? You got to stick around to find out. Now, also ahead, meet the Olympian and Stanford student Eileen Gu. Now, her passion for the ski slopes and global success is putting her name on some very prestigious lists. Also ahead, Takashi Murakami has been taking the world by storm, how the superstar artist is reinventing Japanese history.
Hi, I'm Naomi Watanabe. In 2025, I'm looking forward to doing stand-up comedy tour and making more people laughing.
Our friends in Japan are now celebrating 2025. As Brianna mentioned before the break, they are already in the future. The countdown ended just minutes ago. This is how the new year arrived in Tokyo with that super cool projection mapping digital display on the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building, coupled with the pyrotechnics, the score being done by traditional taiko drums, along with a techno DJ. There were some travelers, teenage visitors who were being interviewed by our Hanako Montgomery there in Tokyo. They declared the setup and the countdown, quote, sick. Now, for all our boomer viewers, that means that was an enthusiastic thumbs up. Now, welcome back to our special coverage of CNN's New Year's Eve Live. We are taking you around the world as we bring in 2025. In about 45 minutes, we're going to be partying here in Hong Kong as you take a live look at the harbor. Taiwan, Singapore, mainland China are also all counting down to 2025. Now, meanwhile, Bangkok is in the final hours of 2024, and the Thai capital will hit midnight in less than 2 hours from now. CNN's Will Ripley is live in Bangkok. He joins us now. And Will, whenever I talk to you, I need to bring this friend back up, a bedazzled mic, because I know you appreciate the sparkle. Tell us what to expect. That moment, I know, appreciate. When that clock strikes midnight, you're going to be there. You're along the Chao Phraya. Tell us what you're going to see.
So before I talk about the fireworks, which are going to last for 6 minutes, by the way, and are going to be absolutely spectacular here at Icon Siam, I need to explain why I'm standing in a back hallway here, an undisclosed location here at the beautiful Icon Siam complex. It's because just behind that door behind me is where pop icon Lisa is going to be speaking with us in a matter of minutes. I met some of her super fans earlier. I actually looked up, just if you added up Lisa's fans just on Instagram, her followers on Instagram, by population, it would be the 15th largest country in the world. This is how famous Lisa is, and she's here in Bangkok tonight at Icon Siam to help everyone here ring in the new year with music and with, as I mentioned, it's spectacular fireworks show. So spectacular, I'm at a loss for words, Kristie.
You know, it's going to be a spectacular show. I can't wait for your interview with Lisa. She's with Blackpink. She's going to have a huge year next year. She's starring in White Lotus on HBO. She's such a big talent. There's another talent that you recently talked to, especially as China gets ready to ring in 2025. You spoke with one of its biggest winter sporting stars.
Yeah, I mean, Eileen Gu is a household name, certainly in this region and really around the world, for her Olympic gold, for her fashion, and the fact that she's actually just still studying at Stanford and Oxford. I mean, this is the year of meeting really powerful, really incredible, and inspiring young women, apparently. Lisa soon, but right now I want you to check out my conversation that I had there in Hong Kong with Eileen Gu.
She's already mastered the slopes, the style catwalks, and the study halls of Stanford. At just 21 years old, Chinese-American skier and model Eileen Gu has become something of a poster child for overachievers. We catch up at the Regent Hong Kong as she passes through the city during an intense travel schedule.
I'm going to be in 5 cities over the next 4 days, and then I'll be competing on the 5th day. So
Gu's star has been on the rise since 2022, when she became the face of the Beijing Winter Olympics, becoming the youngest ever Olympic champion in freestyle skiing and gaining the nickname Snow Princess in China.
Thank you. I was so fortunate that I got to pick the 3 things that I love most: sports, academics, and fashion, and just make that into my life. I already love those things. And so the fact that I've been able to get a platform while doing that makes me feel like I have a responsibility to other young women and other young people, frankly.
Brought up by her mom and grandmother in California, Gu says they keep her grounded.
My grandma always tells me to get a real job. I don't think the athlete and fashion thing.
The endorsements, the global platform.
No, not a respectable vocation for her. But I think it's good. It keeps me on my toes.
Eileen's mom, Yen, also travels with her everywhere.
People would look at you as a super mom.
I think being supportive, instead of saying no to your children all the time, say yes. I try to give her as much independence, and I support her independence as much as possible, always.
As Gu tries to qualify for the next Winter Olympics in Italy, she's also writing a book to reflect on her life so far.
As you travel around the world, what surprises you the most, and where do you fit into this puzzle that you talk about?
I'm in a period of reflection and thinking of who I want to be, who I've become, and how I can kind of shape myself to become the woman that I want to be in the future.
As for New Year's resolutions, she says more sleep and taking better care of herself.
I mean, just days after that interview, she competed and then qualified for the next steps towards the Olympics, doing those incredible stunts, those flips on the skis. Just amazing, truly amazing, inspiring. Also, her mother, Kristie, if her mother wrote a book about how to raise a child like Eileen Gu, I think a lot of parents would love to read that.
That book is a bestseller. Eileen Gu, what an incredible encounter. She is such a high flyer and yet so grounded. I love that conversation. Will Ripley joining us live from Bangkok. I'm looking forward to your talk with Lisa. Talk soon. Take care, Will.
Yes.
Now, our next guest, Takashi Murakami, is long been called Japan's answer to Andy Warhol. His skill of blurring the line between the commercial and fine art has made him one of the most acclaimed artists around the world. And I recently talked to him about what inspires his latest designs. His colorful creations are everywhere. Prolific Japanese artist Takashi Murakami is behind Superflat, a style that combines high art and anime. At the Gagosian in London, his latest show reinvents Japanese history.
Kyoto is a capital at the moment. That's why everything is gorgeous. Everything is #1.
So what's next for one of the biggest art stars on the planet?
This is the kind of the trans culture for the very old school Edo era, the painting style of thing, like Rimpa, and mixed with my Superflat theory. So that is my new style of thing.
Your new show is, as you said, it's heavily inspired by the drama series Shogun. What is it about that point of time, that era, that hooks you, that draws you in?
That moment was war season, and also the Japan, become to the Japan itself. In the Shogun period was still moving, still chaotic situation.
You have a new collaboration coming up with Louis Vuitton. It has been 2 decades since it first kicked off. How is it going to be different this time around?
The Louis Vuitton Part 2 is a big thing for me. And also this collaboration came from the Pietro Beccari's personal idea. That collaboration is big impact for the fashion and art, both. Because 20 years ago, just impact for the the fashion thing. The art people don't like that. But now it's much more fit.
Takashi, thank you so much for hanging out with us here at CNN, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
You gotta see his new show in London if you can. Now, meanwhile, excitement is building in New York City. We are live in Times Square, where preparations for midnight are well underway. Also ahead, on a more somber note, from South Korea, a very muted beginning of the new year. Shortly before midnight there, the capital city, Seoul, held a moment of silence in memory of the nearly 180 people killed in Sunday's tragic plane crash. Then, as the new year begins, there was a ringing of bells. Welcome back. Now, we are a little more than 30 minutes away from the new year here in Hong Kong. Meanwhile, it is already 2025 in Japan. You are looking at the New Year's Eve gala happening across the Tokyo Metropolitan Building after the city struck midnight just minutes ago. Celebratory, festive images shot across the facade as fireworks light up the sky. Now, it is still early in New York City, but the excitement is palpable. It's in the air ahead of the big celebrations. Brianna Keilar is there at the Marriott Marquis Hotel. And Brianna, it's already 2025 in Tokyo, many other places across the Asia Pacific, but the party will continue until it all culminates with that crystal ball drop where you are.
Yes, Kristie, and it's certainly fun to be watching 2025 from 2024. Here in Times Square, the ball for the ball drop has been tested. The confetti has been tested. People are getting psyched up as they get ready to gather in Times Square. That hasn't started yet, but they'll be allowed in here in a few hours. We're expecting about 1 million people to be gathering for the big celebration. And when you think about what you're going to be seeing here in New York City tonight at midnight, the confetti is so much a part of it. The background, the foreground, it just wouldn't be New Year's without it. And it is pre-positioned, this confetti, in buildings all around Times Square. 3,000 pounds of confetti that is going to be hand-tossed onto the crowd, 25 million pieces. And these aren't all just little pieces of paper. All December, people have been able to write wishes on this confetti so that when people are celebrating the new year, wishes are going to be dropping down on them from the sky, which is just such a beautiful touch. Behind me, down in Times Square itself, Bryn Gingras is there watching the preparations. People are starting to get ready, Bryn.
Yeah, that's right, Brianna. I can actually look up at you. You are right above me, and I'm saying hello to you from the ground here in the heart of New York City, Times Square. And we've got that same view that you have of the ball there lowered. I said a little earlier, Brianna, it gets so exciting when they start raising that ball up to reveal the 2025. That's when you know the party is really getting revved up. Right now, you called it. There are just preparations happening. Let me get out of the way so Jimmy can kind of give you a look at what we're seeing here on the ground. I can tell you, we haven't talked too much about security every time you guys have come to me, but that is happening right now with the NYPD, with federal authorities. We've been seeing some bomb-sniffing dogs going through all of these lanes in the middle of Times Square, making sure this is the most secure spot in all of the world at this for this huge celebration. And these pens, like you said, are going to be filled with an estimated 1 million revelers. Come rain, come shine, come whatever weather is in store for us tonight. But I did talk to a few people who have been now ushered out into the outer areas of Times Square, waiting for their chance to get into Times Square a little bit later this afternoon after the security sweeps are all finished with. And I can tell you there are people from all over the world, all over the United States, who just can't wait to get their front row seat to this celebration. And we are here for it. We are excited for it. And, you know, it's going to be a great time. Again, it doesn't matter if it's raining. Everyone is excited to usher in New Year's right here in Times Square, Brianna.
Yeah, there's nothing like it, and there's nothing that people won't withstand to see it. Bryn, good to see you. Thank you so much for the preview of what we're seeing down there in Times Square. We are getting ready, Kristie, here in New York.
Brianna, I love that detail you shared. What 3,000 pounds of confetti is going to rain down along with the rain in New York City tonight, but on each slip of paper, a New Year's Eve wish. That is poetry, my friend. Brianna, thank you so much. We'll check in with you again soon. Now, let's get back to Tokyo, where Hanako Montgomery is standing by. She has been ringing in the new year. They are already in the new year. Hanako, how's it been? How is Japan welcoming 2025?
Well,
Well, Kristie, let me tell you, the Japanese know how to spend the new year right because they have so much traditional, delicious Japanese food that they eat with their families. And as you can tell right behind me, the event has just ended and already there's nobody here. I mean, and the place is spotless. And I can tell you, these people probably rushed home so that they can be in their warm beds and so that they can start off the new year right with sleep and with their families. And speaking of food, Kristie, actually I have one more surprise for you here tonight. You might remember this from last year. I have here osechi ryori made by our fantastic, talented producer Yumi. And in here are some of my favorite New Year's cuisine. Actually, I just want to show you this. This is shrimp here. And this shrimp is supposed to represent longevity because, I hope you can see the symbolism, it kind of looks like an old person with a rounded back. And this is just one of my favorite foods to eat on New Year's Day. There's just so much in here. We also have the colors of the Japanese flag. I know this is pink, but this is supposed to be red, white and red to represent the Japanese flag and also to represent prosperity and purity. And Kristie, again, this is just some of the amazing food that we get to eat on New Year's Day, and I just cannot wait to dig in. Kristie.
Thank you for sharing that with me. I love it when you share the New Year's Eve bento box. I don't quite get the symbolism of the shrimp, but I can appreciate it. And someone else would appreciate it too, because she has got a wicked sense of humor. A very special guest you talked to recently about the year ahead. Tell us about Naomi Watanabe.
Yeah, Kristie, Naomi Watanabe was, I think, the funniest interview I've done in a very long time. Of course, she is so famous here in Japan. There's not a person in Japan who doesn't know her name. She can literally walk down the street and so many people would recognize her. And now she is making her debut as a comedian in the United States as well. And it is truly kicking off. This is what she has in store for the new year.
Okay, one, two, three.
In case you can't tell from our killer moves, I'm learning how to dance like Beyonce from the one and only Naomi Watanabe.
Oh, so Beyonce. So good.
There's not a person in Japan who doesn't know this comedian. After impersonating Beyonce in 2008, Watanabe skyrocketed, starring in TV shows, modeling, and launching her own fashion brand, all while sharing the ride with her 10 million followers. And as if that weren't enough, 3 years ago, Watanabe set her sights on a new challenge, making people laugh in America.
Japan, everybody knows me. This is so happy. But I want more. If I go to the America, everybody don't know me. This is so good. Ecstasy.
Watanabe lives in New York City now and has some thoughts about the people.
They speak really fast and they love money, right? New Yorkers equal money.
And you did your first comedy show. How did that go?
The first time is so nervous, but on stage I perform stand-up style and everybody laughing. I was like, oh, I'm so funny. I'm so genius.
What do you think is the biggest difference between Japanese comedy and American comedy?
Japanese comedian is always duo style. American style is only one person, right? But timing is same.
So many.
What is your goal for 2025?
More stand-up comedy tour, and I want challenge for sketch comedy. Yeah, I want more famous.
And as a native New Yorker, Kristie, her comments about New York just totally cracked me up. And as you can tell, sometimes comedy, like for instance in Naomi Watanabe's case, transcends cultural and language barriers. Kristie.
Naomi Watanabe is super cool, hilarious, fun, and I love her sense of style. Thank you for bringing us that interview. Hanako Montgomery joining us live from Tokyo. Happy New Year, my friend. Take care, and we'll talk again soon. Now, our next guests, they are young, they're women, and they can rock, all in the name of girl power. CNN's Mike Valerio introduces us to Indonesia's metalhead trio. They're called Voice of Baceprot.
They're the voice of Baceprot, VOB for short. with Marcia singing lead vocals and on guitar, City on drums, Witty on bass. Their mission is to simply rock your world. 3 women from Indonesia playing heavy metal in hijabs.
Hi, we are voice of Baceprot.
They've come a long way from their conservative village in West Java. VOB is Indonesia's first band to play Glastonbury, the iconic UK music festival. We sat down in our studio and had the chance to chat with VOB as they toured Australia. Our first question, what's next for 2025?
In 2025, we want to free ourselves up to explore heavier and wilder sound.
A wilder sound, but they say their message of girl power will grow even stronger.
The voice of women and people who may be far from urban centers
are also important.
Because something amazing and maybe good can come from anywhere.
Do you feel that you are living proof of that?
Almost. With our music, almost.
By embracing heavy metal, a genre traditionally dominated by men, VOB says they're challenging societal norms back home, showing their faith and music can coexist.
We will not gonna lie, this journey is not easy and it's so difficult and stressful sometimes, but always be stage for you girls, and there will always be people who want to appreciate your efforts and support you.
Yeah, there are people cheering you on all over the world.
We hope that in the next 5 years, we will grow into braver women. And still hold each other close, visit more places with our music,
and meet more listeners out there.
All right, we need to see them perform live. 2025 to-do list right there. You're watching CNN's New Year's Eve live special, and coming up next, 2024 has been called the Year of the Panda here in Hong Kong, and I'm going to show you why just ahead. Coming to you live from Hong Kong, I'm Kristie Lu Stout, and we are getting ready to usher in a new year here in Hong Kong. It's less than 20 minutes away. The crowd here behind me, they're all stoked. Guess what? These folks are from Japan. It's already 2025 in Japan, right? Happy New Year! Woo! And that means they get to bring in the new year not just once, but twice. Japan style, Hong Kong style. And joining us now, some Hong Kong guests. We got Yuki and her husband Vincent. Not Vincent, Hinsent with an H. And Yuki, you are an influencer. You focus on food. You are a Hong Konger. This is your first time watching the fireworks from this vantage point. What are you looking forward to?
Like a lot of good food and travels in 2025, of course.
Absolutely. And what about the fireworks display and the countdown? What are you looking forward to?
It's of course, it's the best view from here.
We got the best view.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe some pattern, like Smile or 2025.
There will be some patterns. I heard there's going to be rainbow smoke with some silver fireworks, so that's definitely one to look out for. I have to ask you for some foodie know-how. What was the best meal you had in 2024?
Oh, that's too many. My recent favorites would be like some weekend brunch from, for example, Style from Park Lane, which is with free flow oysters, free flow champagne, free flow caviar.
Wow, that's super fancy.
Crazy, right?
Well, my best meal in the last year was just eggs and pancakes. I was just at an American diner.
Awesome too. Simple pleasure, guilty pleasure.
Fantastic. New Year's resolution for next year. What you got?
I think we need to learn some new skills like diving,
Exactly.
I just had
snowboarding.
Snowboarding.
To sharpen the snowboarding skills.
Okay.
But
That's
I'll start with the next year with a good meal. Dim sum tomorrow.
Dim sum tomorrow. That's a good goal.
Our family.
Hinson and Yuki, thank you so much. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, all you guys. Woo! We are going to go to my friend Will Ripley, who joins us now from Bangkok. He just wrapped up an interview with Lisa from Blackpink. What you got? See, she got so excited. What you got, Will?
Oh, Kristie, I am a little bit starstruck right now. Yeah, we just finished our interview with Lisa. She's really nice. She actually said she's nervous about tonight because she's going to be headlining a countdown for the first time, and it's very fitting that that countdown is here at Icon Siam in Bangkok, where it all began for her when she was 13 years old and auditioning with YG Entertainment, which would eventually lead her to Blackpink. And now this year, she just told me she's coming out with an album. In February, she's going to be headlining Coachella again. She did it with Blackpink. Now she's going to be there solo. It's a great conversation, and we're just editing the video a little bit, getting it ready for air, Kristie, and we're going to have it at the top of the next hour for you. I'm not hearing anything, so I'm not sure if Kristie asked me a second question, but I'm just going to go ahead and toss to my story with Nymphia Wind, the iconic Taiwanese drag queen, the first East Asian winner of RuPaul's Drag Race. After many, many seasons of that show, I had a chance to speak with her. Unfortunately, it was remote. She was in New York, I was in Taipei, so we were kind of flip-flopping hometowns, home country. She lives there now. I live in her hometown. But we had a great time chatting, and here is Nymphia Wind.
Ever since making history as the first East Asian winner in 16 seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race,
Nymphia Wind!
Life and work has been a whirlwind for Taiwanese-American drag queen Liu Zhao, known by the stage name Nymphia Wind.
I can tell you're an overachiever.
I know, like this past year, I've not had a weekend for myself. I'm just like work.
From Taiwan's presidential office to the Paris Cultural Olympiad. To pride events around the world. Nymphia just might be the hardest working drag queen of 2024.
I'm dying. Thank God this is taped. Oh, girl.
Sometimes stopping for just a few hours before jumping on the next plane.
How are you still standing right now? You need a vacation, girl.
I think I'm a workaholic, and I'm just so used to being tired all the time. I'm just like, I just keep going.
That hard work building her brand is paying off.
I am the Jiaofo of Taiwan, the banana Buddha. And you know, bananas are a very prominent product of Taiwan. I have to represent.
So you have now made the banana your brand.
Exactly.
Since we can't be together in person, Nymphia, I've got the next best thing. So I kind of feel like we're next to each other right now.
Oh, I feel so close to you, Will.
Nymphia makes most of her costumes by hand.
But they're very pointy. They look dangerous, actually.
Do you want to come touch and try? I dare you to edit that in, CNN. Edit in my pointy boobs.
With the wind in her sails, Nymphia is setting some serious goals for 2025.
I really would love to be a cultural Taiwanese ambassador for Taiwan and the world. I want to show you what Taiwan has to offer. Because we may be small, but we are beautiful. Taiwan, this is for you!
After getting some well-deserved rest, of course.
Happy New Year!
She really needs a vacation, and in fact, I've been following her on Instagram, and I think Nymphia is actually at the South Pole, like at Antarctica right now. I've been following her Instagram story. Well-deserved rest. She's been working very hard this year. And I think Lisa's about to walk behind us in a minute, but I don't know if we'll catch it on the air or not.
We'll keep the camera rolling for that, Will Ripley, because I want to see Lisa. But your interview with Nymphia, the queen, I mean, she killed it with that final lip sync round on RuPaul's Drag Race. She is amazing. I got something to show you. I'm just going to describe it because I don't think you have a return monitor there. But it's something Nymphia would love. It is yellow. It is her favorite fruit. It does involve duct tape on a board. It did not cost me $6.2 million. A crypto billionaire here in Hong Kong made that purchase. It is a ripoff, but it is a homage, and it is another homework assignment that I did for CNN New Year's Eve Live, along with the bedazzled mic. Dear Will.
Kristie, I just continue to be, I'm speechless because you just keep upstaging the bedazzled mic flag, the banana.
No.
What do you not do perfectly, Kristie Lu Stout?
No one can upstage you. No one can upstage Nymphia. I mean, she shared her points with us, and we'll just leave it at that. Will Ripley, joining us live from Bangkok. My dear, thank you so much, and we can't wait to see the entire Lisa interview. Take care, Will. Now, you're watching CNN's New Year's Eve live special coming to you from Hong Kong. 2025, as you've been reporting here, as you've been showing you, already being welcomed around the world by major cities, including Tokyo earlier this hour. And before that, as you see on your screen, Sydney, Australia. And we are only around, 12 minutes, 11 minutes or so away from the start of the new year here in Hong Kong. And we're also going to see big celebrations in Taiwan, as well as mainland China. Now, it has been the year of the panda in Hong Kong. The city's gone from 2 giant pandas at the start of the year to 6 in just a matter of months, including the surprise arrival of 2 adorable twin panda babies. And we recently scored exclusive behind-the-scenes access to Hong Kong's Ocean Park. That's home to the greatest number of giant pandas outside of mainland China. And yep, I had to go check it out. The pleasures of keeping pandas. It's a joy Matt Leong shares with his audience of nearly 100,000 on Instagram and experiences each day at Hong Kong's Ocean Park.
Being there for them, getting to interact with them. Basically, I'm very happy to spend every day here.
We meet at a newly reopened enclosure where Le Le is center stage.
Lola is very laid back and very gentle. As a male, he is 19 years old this year, which is equivalent to around 57 in human years.
In August, Le Le became a dad. His mate, Ying Ying, gave birth to twins, making her the world's oldest known first-time panda mother. The twins just marked their first 100 days. Here's exclusive video of the star cubs being cared for like human babies. Now, Matt looks after the adult pandas, which he trains and feeds.
Besides bamboo leaves, we also provide a variety of fruits and veggies. We also give them high-fiber biscuits, and this is called wo to. We put eggs in there.
It's almost like a dumpling.
Yeah, it smells good too.
They are national treasures, all gifted by the Chinese government, including 2 new ones from Sichuan. In September, elite police escorted them to their new home, an honor usually reserved for heads of state.
So once they're given to us, they'll stay here permanently. We are honored to have this opportunity to continue our work on panda conservation and education.
Why do people love pandas so much?
When they crawl around, they're very clumsy. They do whatever they like. That's a very cute thing.
Cute and clumsy, yet these pampered pandas can also stick the landing. Okay, the crew, they're making me wear this right now. We got Hong Kong, China, Taiwan, and Singapore just moments away from 2025. So do stay with us as we bring you all the big celebrations live. The party continues. As the CNN special New Year's Eve Live, I'm Kristie Lu Stout in Hong Kong. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to count down to the new year. Stay with us.